Mic
Hello,
check,
mate.
testing.
¿Cómo
Mic check,
estás?
testing,
Azul.
testing. Mic check,
Rojo.
1 2 1 2
¿Cómo
1 2.
estás, mi
Testing,
amigas?
testing.
Capturing the world.
Kenny Davis.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is the Capturing the World podcast, and this is your boy David Carmichael II. And I have another special guest. Been trying to get her on the podcast for a long time as well. Introducing model, entrepreneur, Phair. How you doing tonight?
Hi.
So, what you been up to today?
Today I've been chilling. Just attended a Christmas party, but I had a wonderful event. Last night as far as my game night.
So, let's add a little bit more details to that. What was the name of that? That was called the Phair Games, right?
The Phair Games, yes.
Okay. So, what made you want to do an event like that?
Honestly, I just thank God because He gave me the vision of just to do more in my community, as far as bringing forth collaboration, bringing forth legacy, bringing forth of people unifying as one, because we're all talented and gifted, and I just wanted to do something great as far as having vendors, having people having a good time, just kind of more so as a mental health check, rather.
Yes.
To release stress, but still going back to that innocence when we were children, playing Uno and spades, just, regular classic games just to have a good time.
That's what's up. So, like I said, I was able to be a part of that event.
Yay!
To be a vendor, and I was able to play some games.
Yes.
With everybody in the facility, and
yes.
I won Uno 3 times in a row.
Oh, okay. So you got to mention that.
Yeah, I do, because I don't know, it was just my night, and nobody could stop me. So
come on, winner!
I won so much, man. They had to play a new game. I was playing Uno. They was like, oh well. Let's just play Taboo, because this guy Dave just keeps winning, so I don't know what to do.
Good job.
But but nah, that was a real fun event, and
thank you.
And so we actually met your friend Kayla, right?
Kyla.
I'm sorry, Kyla. I'm so
okay.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
But yes, so she had a pop-up shop.
Yes.
It was actually almost probably
a year ago. Yeah,
just past a year. It was like in December of last year.
Yeah.
And she reached out to me to come to the event.
Yes.
I came to the event, and I met you there,
yes.
and a lot of your other friends. And from there, we've been collaborating, doing different things. So we've been able to do. I know the second thing we did after that was the Stay Young fashion show. Remember that?
Yes, that was so dope.
Yeah.
At the Slover Library.
Yes, that was a dope show. And then we did a photo shoot that was part of the Phair Fridays.
Phair Fridays.
Yeah, so that was dope. So we did a photo shoot that was this past, I think it was like either March or February.
Yes.
And then you had the fashion show called the
exhibit.
Yes, at the train station in Newport News. So that was real dope too.
Yes.
So what made you want to come up with the exhibit fashion show? What made you want to do that?
I said, okay, what can I give myself? What's the gift for myself? Because I do for others. I do for my family, regarding my children, everybody else that's attached to that. I do for my friends. I do for strangers. I said, I want my birthday, as far as September 28th, to be a fashion show. I want to bring forth greatness. I want to collaborate with artists. And honestly, I went through trials and tribulations as far as having that fashion show. And God just really showed out for me and all participants involved. And I was able to put on a good fashion show. He gave me the vision. He was like, do a fashion show. What's the gift? What's the greatest gift for yourself? I love art. Anything as far as art, but I definitely love designing. I definitely want to get back to that. But just seeing yourself and Kyla, the crazy cool perspective, Peacock and Stilettos, and even the other artists as far as Bouquet and Perfumes. She couldn't attend, excuse me, but she was still there as far as the spirit, because she was like, I'm so sorry I couldn't attend the event. And even having you, David, as Capture the World, just seeing it come forth and everybody's excited, people participating in the event, I was like, okay, God, this is what I want to do. I want to put on events to bring the community creative perspective. is all I want to do.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You doing your thing, man.
Thank you.
There's just a lot of creative people out here in this area.
Yeah.
And, like I be telling everybody I be talking to, like, we all got to connect.
Yeah.
And just share our ideas and gifts and just be great together.
And just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I say too. Like,
you were inspiration. You was like, just do it.
Yeah, because I know, and I be saying that because I just think I know it, else I don't. But I know I be having to tell myself that, like, David, just do it. Whatever you have to do, whatever you want to do, just figure out how to do it. Like, that's like with this podcast, people been, I was like, how can I create more content for myself and my brand?
Right.
And my podcast came up as an idea. And, I was kind of like worrying about, buying the equipment and stuff like that. But I was like, well, just figure out a way to buy the mics and then get you a computer and figure out how to use software. And here we are talking right now. So it's just as simple as that. Just, and researching what you need to do to get to a certain level you want to get to.
Right.
And it will only get better from here. Like, even if you listen to the first couple of episodes of the podcast, maybe the sound doesn't sound as good.
Right.
But,
17
episodes later, like, the sound quality has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
And, it's just progress, man. You can't think about, like, if it's not as good as you want it to be at that moment. You just got to start at a certain level and then just move yourself up.
Yes.
That's all you can do.
Amen.
So, most definitely. So, question for you. Yeah. How did you come up with the name Ella Phair?
Okay, so Ella Phair, my ex-husband, his great-great-grandmother actual name was Ella Phair. And I remember I was like, I love my name, Michaela. I love it. But I want to stand out because it is an alter ego of mine. It is a persona. And not saying I'm not myself as Ella Phair, but it's just a different vibe that I give off, I can say.
Right.
It's a different environment that I put myself in. I separate Michaela from Ella Phair. And he was like, one day he was just chilling. He was like, yo, you need to be Ella Phair. I said, that's dope. Mm-hmm. And I just ran with it. And honestly, like Tina told, I'm keeping the name.
Right.
So I said, I'm keeping Ella Phair. Mm-hmm. And I mean, my ex-husband, he understands my craft. He understands what I want to do. And it's just a name that sticks. It's a name that's very unique. It's a name that's very powerful. And when you hear it, you like, what is she doing? What is she about? So I just never decided to change it. So all on social media platforms, I go by Ella Phair. But if you know me personally, I am Michaela. But when I'm in my environment, when I'm in my setting, I just ask to call me Ella Phair, just out of respect.
That's what's up. So is that like your alter ego?
I can't say now it is my alter ego. At first, I didn't call it that. I just said Ella Phair, the model, Michaela, the mom, Michaela, the wife. But why would I put a label on it? I am Michaela. That's my legal name. But Ella Phair, like Jamie Foxx, that's not his real name. Right. You know what I'm saying? And people just go by certain things that stick. It kind of gives the community, whoever you're trying to entertain, persuasion. Mm-hmm. Like when you hear it, Kevin Hart, Ella Phair, Tiffany Haddish, Michaela. I'm not knocking it. It just didn't hit for me as far as a standout name. I love who I am as Michaela, but Ella Phair is just like, ooh, who's Ella Phair? It has a ring to it. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna stick with it. Why not? Why change it? And it is most definitely my alter ego because when I'm in doing as far as modeling or I'm creating, Ella Phair comes out. It's who I am. But I can't say I'm giving you that little schizophrenic type of vibe. Like I'm no longer Michaela, I'm Ella Phair in this moment. So respect it. And I honestly love it.
Yeah, I do too, man. It's like a real like fierce.
It's fierce, right?
Yeah, because when you hear that and when you pop out, it's like she about to kill it and whatever she doing. La, 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 la.
Yeah.
But so I like that a lot.
Thank you.
It kind of remind me of like Sasha Fierce, Beyonce.
Right. And which I've gotten and it was like, okay, Sasha Fierce.
Right.
Because you got Beyonce, which is a great name in itself. Mm-hmm. But when she was Sasha Fierce, she was Sasha Fierce.
Exactly.
And that's all I'm giving as well.
Hey, I can dig it, man.
Thank
Most
you.
definitely. So, let's explain, your background. So you was raised in Virginia still, right?
Yes, born and raised in Virginia. I was born in Arlington, so Northern Virginia.
Okay.
And my parents decided to come back home. My mother's from Newport News. My dad is from Hampton, Virginia.
Shout out to Newport News and Hampton.
Newport News and Hampton. So I was raised, like, my dad went to Hampton High School, so he was like, you're a crabber by default.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, like, I believe it was Ferguson that she went to when it was a high school.
Oh, yeah.
So I was downtown Bad News, raised, and I had humble beginnings. I went through things as far as my parents divorcing when I was at a young age. I have an older sibling. We have different mothers, and I'm 2 years older than my brother. We're, same mom, same dad. And I just always been surrounded by love, creativity, hustle, power. And with me, honestly, they always said I was different. Mm-hmm. As far as my look, as far as my eyes, as far as my personality. And I just think that was God saying, let's switch it up a bit in this family on both sides. And I always took initiative. I mean, I went through trials and tribulations at a young age, teasing, bullying, finding who am I really supposed to be? But I was born and raised in church. Mm-hmm. My granny said, I don't care what's going on. I don't care what's going on with your mom and your daddy. Know God, love God, know who Jesus Christ. So I'm Christian Baptist, and I don't take away from that. I don't know people's faith base, but I know when I say it works for me, I understand the blessings, but I don't judge and I don't criticize whoever is on their spiritual journey. But I say all of that because I really had kind of a hard knock life, and I'm not going to compare to anybody that's went through anything. But for me, finding who I am was a struggle, because I realized I dealt with depression. I dealt with anxiety, and I didn't know how to voice it to my parents because I wanted to be perfect. Went to school, did everything, honor roll student, all of that. And yes, humble beginnings. But at the same time, I had to find me on my own. I had to understand that no matter what my parents did or what they provided for me, I was still an individual because they're getting older and they did the best that they could raising me, so I can understand what I need to do in society, especially this thing we call life.
Yeah.
Life. I know I got a little deep, but
no.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, because life is a crazy journey.
It's a crazy journey.
I always call it like a beautiful struggle. Like,
oh yeah, I like that.
Because even though you might come through hard times.
Yeah.
Making it through those hard times and getting to at a certain part of your life, it makes you appreciate what you had to go through to get to where you are now.
Exactly.
Because if it was so easy, it wouldn't be that fun. Like, if everything came easy, that's kind of boring.
Yes.
Like, of course, we don't want to go through a whole bunch of BS and stuff like that. But, like I said before, like, just struggling and going through certain things makes you appreciate what you are now.
Yes.
It makes you feel proud that you gotten through certain things. Like, man, I definitely deserve it.
I deserve it. Amen.
Because what I've been through. What I'm saying? So if everything was just handed to you, to me, that'd be boring. Like, I never had to really work for anything.
Right. I want to put forth the effort to working. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you can put forth your own effort, but life is still going to, kick your butt.
Exactly.
And, no matter how much you prepare, but as long as you keep trusting God and staying the course and listening to Him, and that wherever you are, like, you deserved it because you trusted in Him, and
you thought I was worth saving. I can't sing, but yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah,
but no, I can definitely relate to that. So you said you went to school. You went to Norfolk State, right?
I went to Norfolk State University. Got my bachelor's in social work.
That's what's up.
Cum laude.
Cum laude.
Yes,
like the party.
I was surprised because I was like, I know I got AB honor roll. When they said your honors with them straight A's. I was like, well, glory to God.
Dang right.
Because I was going through something in college. Come on, give me that honors. Yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what made you want to go to Norfolk State?
Okay. I did want to go out of town. My mom was like, yeah, get a scholarship, and I don't have any money for you to be going out of town. Mm-hmm. So my dad attended Norfolk State University, and I had to really check out the school. I was like, well, I mean, yes, HBCU. I'm not knocking it when I say, I just was like, is it the school for me as far as what I want to do?
Exactly.
My original major was political science. And after a while, I said, I don't want to do that. So when I found the social work program, which was like so immaculate, I was like, I can do this. And Norfolk State at that time, just meeting the administrators, just seeing the campus, I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And honestly, I wouldn't change it for the world. I love Norfolk State. I love that I graduated Behold the Green and Gold. And I met some great people there. And my parents were proud. And at that time, you know, when you're going off to school, you do want to still please your parents. You want them to know, like, I'm level-headed. I am young, but I'm doing this thing on my own. But your money is not being wasted here. Uh-huh. And Norfolk State was, like, the best place for me.
Yeah.
I mean, my program as far as social work, I don't know as far as any other majors, but just interacting with other people, all walks of life, we had a good time. I felt like it was family there. Mm-hmm. So honestly, like, from being freshman, sophomore, it went by so fast, but it was so smooth. And don't get me wrong, I went through ups and downs because, you know, getting older, I'm not 17 anymore. I turned 18 when I was a freshman. Just going through the teens and 20s, and I believe, did I graduate when I was 21 years old? Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, wow, them 4 years were amazing. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in college, but college is fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? College is life. You get to, when you are focused, you get to go through a smooth ride. When you're unfocused because meeting different people, you might drop out, you might leave, but college is one of the places you can always come back to. And Norfolk State, I remember being in a class with an 83-year-old said, I just want to get my bachelor's. Smart as a whip. Mm-hmm. 83 years old. I mean, smarter than me. And at that time, what was I? Maybe 19 or 20 years old. When I say smarter than me, he possessed wisdom. So seeing that at a young age, I was like, I'm glad I attended Norfolk State University.
Exactly.
At HBCU. I had a good time.
Shout out to all the HBCUs. Woo! And shout out to, it's a lot of people I know that went to Norfolk State, so shout out to them as well.
Yeah, I miss homecoming.
Because, like, you know, I would go out to Norfolk State with them at certain times. Like you said, homecoming.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me wish I went to a HBCU as well. I went to a trade school, and that was great
you still
as
went
well.
To school.
Still went to school. But you know, I'm glad I got the experience just being out there at HBCUs. I would go like the North Carolina A&T homecomings, Howard
That's the
homecomings.
school I want to go to. My mom was like, shut it down.
Me too. I wanted to go to A&T, but you know, finance is crazy. Like they charge a lot to go to that school out of state.
Can I do a payment plan?
Yeah, payment plan.
Can I put down $5 now? Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know, shout out to all the HBCUs that's trying to get, as a whole, you know, we want those schools to be more recognized as, you know, nationwide.
Yes.
Not saying people look at them as like beneath them, but you know, just want to make sure like the country recognizes that a lot of great talent comes from HBCUs and make sure we get the funding that we need for all these schools to still keep going.
Amen.
So yeah, shout out to them.
Yay.
And, most definitely. So, question. So, what made you get into modeling, and how long have you done it?
Okay, I'm a thespian at heart, meaning I'm an actress. I when I was in 7th grade, Newport News, and I believe they collaborated with Hampton as well, had Summer Institute for the Arts. I was like, I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to be in movies. When I was 6 months pregnant, me and my husband, we moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. I remember I submitted my picture for a casting call for a boutique. And them pictures, when I say at the time were viral, for people here in VA, seeing me model. Yeah. And I know I'm a beautiful person, and I'm not saying the exterior is everything, but just seeing myself model, I took off with modeling. I didn't say bump acting. I just said right now, modeling, I can still act. I can be a spokesmodel. I could do maybe commercials. That's still acting and still modeling at the same time. And I'm going to say I honestly now doing it professionally for 6 years.
Okay.
6 years solid. Because those years when I started doing in Atlanta and then I moved to Dallas, Texas, I was playing around at first. I know I'm beautiful. Oh, I like to take pictures, but that doesn't make me. It's just something I like to do.
Yeah.
But when I started getting casted, and especially in Atlanta, I started getting paid for doing modeling gigs. I started to build my business. I was like, oh, girl, you're a model. Mm-hmm. You're a legit model. Right. And I just did what I want. I mean, Atlanta, woo, honey, I was like living my best life. But I was still a mother. I had my oldest son at the time. He was 3 years old. Yeah. I mean, he was born there. But when we left Atlanta, he was 4. And then I had my youngest son, Dalen. And there were ups and downs because I can say I missed opportunities, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity of being a mother to my children. Mm-hmm. It was a sacrifice. But when I did get the opportunity to model and be great and be in that moment and just vibe, I did it. But I still had my priorities at home.
Exactly.
And to honestly, to answer your question, modeling came out of nowhere. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia to act. Yeah. And somehow, in the mix of that, Phair was born, and I started modeling. And I was excited about it. I was like, oh, okay, I am beautiful. But I struggled when I was younger about what beauty was. So to see myself just in that moment, like I felt like I was on a cover of Vogue magazine, I was like, why not go forth with it? Yeah. Claim that you're a model. Claim that you're an actress. Claim that you're a creative director. Claim that you're a designer. I designed my own line when I was in Dallas, Texas. Creating my own clothing line. I was like, I am capable of doing anything I want to do. Why label myself? I just said I'm an overall creative director. I model. I act. I do love to dance. I'm a really good dancer too. And modeling is kind of broad to me now because you got spokesmodel, you got role model. What type of model do I want to be? Mm-hmm. Do I just want to be a pretty face that puts on clothes? No, I want to be much more than that. So I just chose myself. You are a creative director. You model whatever you want to model in life, but make sure it has purpose, and you're just not just a picture on a cover, but you're more so of an investment. You're more so of a legacy on a cover.
Most definitely.
Does that make sense?
Oh no, that makes a lot of sense. I can dig that. So I know you were just talking about you started a clothing line when you was in Dallas, Texas. Yes. And that was called Phair,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So what let's talk about that a little bit. So what made you want to come up with that name and describe maybe the type of clothes that you did for that?
I have it. My family has always joked me. They was like, "Why you dress like that?" I have an eclectic type of look. I'm a blender. I like a blend. The only word that I ever used was blend. Heritage, you have heritage. Heritage is tradition. Heritage is legacy.
Shout out to Heritage, that's my high school.
Come on, Heritage High.
Class of 09.
The same as Woodside. I went to Woodside. I'm just like, but shout out to Heritage. I was like, okay, tradition. So I always put my name on things, like with the game night. Can you play Phair? Phair.
Right.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, Heritage. I want Heritage to my slogan for that is share the difference. Share the difference is still tradition. It's mean I create a different look. When I create, I do want to seek a type of audience, but I want to create something different. I want to challenge your mind than a regular printed tee. Mm-hmm. Why not have a t-shirt with the sleeve have different designs on each side and maybe it's cut off? It could be a crop top. It can be symmetrical. It can be asymmetrical. However I design, and I therefore created Heritage. And honestly, I shout out to Raw Dallas and this Raw overall. They say we like your look. And at first I was like, are you just saying you like my look just to have somebody on your show? But they was like, no, what can you create? Will you want to create more? And I actually sold a piece to a model that night. I didn't know I was a designer.
Yeah.
I had my own sewing machine. At that time, my husband, my ex-husband, he got me a sewing machine. I was sewing clothing. Never took a class. Never did any measurements, but I made clothes for it. At that time, what did I have? 10 models? Mm-hmm. With me, David, I do what I want to do. And when I say I do what I want to do, I do what I want to do with purpose. I do what I want to do. When people said I couldn't do it, or people saying, why are you doing that? I do it. And not to people please, and not to prove anybody wrong, but I'm proving to myself, you are capable of doing anything you want to do if you put your mind to it, if you write it down, if you say it. And when I did all these things, I said, wow, you are a powerful woman. You are a powerful queen. What else do you want to do? Mm-hmm. I created my own clothing line. I became a model. I've acted in plays. I did all of that. So right now I can say I'm a jack of all trades. If I put forth effort and I apply myself, I can do anything because I'm well equipped and I'm anointed and I'm gifted to produce greatness.
Dang right. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, most definitely, man. Yeah, I can really dig that. So you say you started your Heritage clothing line. So as far as everything you have been doing so far, what do you say, who influenced you? Like maybe, what family members or people you look up to that's in the industry now? Like anybody that you look up to as far as your modeling, your designing, anything?
Okay, when I say nobody influenced me, it's not a particular person. But let's just say I looked at Beyonce, how she carried herself. Mm-hmm. I looked at Jay-Z, how he carried himself. I looked at Diddy. I looked at, honestly, when I used to watch a lot of reality TV, Love and Hip Hop and stuff, but I see people up there who really utilize their platform to say, yeah, I might be ratchet or whatever they was going through at the time, but I'm still about business. Different people influence me. I'm an empath. So I recognize energy. I was like, I want to just be on that wave of energy where I produce greatness. I keep saying that all the time. And different people influence me in a moment. Mm-hmm. And I take what they do and I create my own. I don't copy. And yeah, we can say mimic. When I do mimic, I do me in my own way. As far as bringing my community, my people, wherever I am, say, hey, look, they did this, we can do this too. But let's do something different. And therefore, it kind of light the fire and in other people to showcase their talent. I can't name people. I'm influenced about the wave of creativity. I'm influenced about love. I'm influenced about what people put forth, and I like it. I see it, and I want to be a part of it, and I really want to work with them. I want to collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as far as you, like, me meeting you at College Pop-Up Shop, I said, I like what you doing. Boom, you put me in your fashion show. And at that time, I wasn't even modeling.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking my time just trying to figure myself out again. And I don't knock my talent. I went through things. So I had to take a step back. And when you put me in your show and put me in my element, I said, oh, look at the network. You know what I'm saying? Look at the bond. You were influenced in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense.
You were inspiration for me. You didn't have to do it, but you did. Because you saw something possibly in me. And when you gravitate towards a certain type of energy, y'all going to collab. You're individuals. You're going to do something individually. But at the same time, when you're together as a union, you create greatness. And I'm influencing this. I'm influenced about greatness. I'm influenced about different. I'm influenced about love. I'm influenced about everything creative. And I just do my best of creating my own lane with it. And whoever wants to be a part of it, I welcome them.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, yeah, I can agree with what you were saying, because as far as I know for me, I like to surround myself with people that maybe have the same ambition as me, and people that's really trying to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because no offense, but it's people that say they're gonna do stuff, but they don't ever do it.
They don't ever do it.
And I know that sometimes people can't do what they want at the certain level of what they want to do it.
Right.
But if I can see that you're just trying to at least start it, or just trying to figure it out.
Yes.
To me, I would see that, and that would make me want to help you. And just, what I'm saying, I just like to surround myself with people that want to do, go with their dreams. And, because we all got to figure it out together. Like, I don't have all the answers.
Right.
Somebody else might not have all the answers, but you might have one or two things that might help me, and I might have some advice or whatever, some connections that can help you.
Right.
And the more you surround yourself with people that are just doing whatever, that can help you, that can help them. It's not about just me trying to get something from somebody. We just got to find out how we can help each other, and just, collaborating, like you said, and just believe in each other's dreams. That would help us out a lot. So,
yes.
I can definitely agree with everything you're saying with that.
Thank you.
So, let's talk about, let's see, is there any lessons learned along the way? Like, man, you might have thought that was a failure at the moment, but later on in life you learned that was just a lesson learned. It wasn't a big deal.
Plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was in Atlanta, I was working. You ever see them people who like come apply for a credit card?
Yeah.
That was me. But I saw so many different celebrities at the airport. I talked to millionaires who just chilling, who was like, I'm flying coach. I said, why are you flying coach? You got all this money. But they would talk to me and they would pour into me. And I was able to understand that you have to fail. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. If people say they haven't failed, I'm concerned. Because failure might come with your business failing. Failure might come with your mindset. Failure might come with you depending on people to be there for you, and they failed you. So they failed your whole project. But in those lessons that I learned, how I came out of them,
mm-hmm.
I was like, don't do this the next time. Just don't do that. Or don't work with that person next time. Or don't put your all into this when you can be focusing on this. And I was like, lesson learned. I wouldn't change anything because still now is lessons to be learned for me. I just know when I say I'm going to do something, I ask God, please, Lord, bring me the right people to be in my corner. And if you bring in somebody who is shady, reveal them quickly. So I have the discernment to like, okay, I don't want to talk to you no more ever, but still love them.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as me having lessons learned, I'm like, that was your lesson, or that was for a season. So now that you tackled that, now I can give you this more that you've been asking for, because you were able to understand that with failure comes success.
Exactly.
Don't be so focused that you failed. No, you didn't. You had a little moment. And yeah, it was to you failure, but that failure is going to catapult you to greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I focus on.
That's all you can do, man. Yeah, because like anything that happens, like that's what I was saying earlier about just getting to a certain level. You know, like stuff that you go through that helps you get to where you want to get to now. And life is just a struggle. But you know, the stuff that you get through, you'll appreciate it in the long run. Cause you know, if you didn't go through this one aspect of your life, you wouldn't be where you at now. So, we can all appreciate those lessons learned. What advice would you give somebody that wants to pursue modeling?
Know your self-worth, and whatever you decide to produce, whoever you decide to work with, say, this is what I will do, and this is what I won't allow. Because people and modeling will try to tell you what to do. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Like, I need you to pose like this because this is a dress and I need you to sit like that. I get that. But trying to change who I am, you can't do that. So go with marketing yourself, have a humble spirit first. So therefore, whatever you put on, whatever you do, is going to sell. And you'll be able to build rapport with great designers, great photographers, to the point they calling you to shoot you, to pay you to do an event. Honestly, with modeling, be yourself and know your worth. And if you want to take a picture with two bunnies on the side, do it. But make it creative to whoever you're liking. When you got that gift and when you got that talent, I don't care as far as, because we're in social media world, don't worry about the likes. Do you like it?
Exactly.
Because if somebody looking at you like, I like that, I want to put that on the cover, let me book her flight, him or her, and send them here so we can have a whole catalog. Be yourself. You have to start from somewhere. Some pictures I took when I first started out, I'm like, ooh, Phair. No. But I did it because I needed to do it to build my brand. So I just tell anybody that wants to model, be yourself, be focused, write your stuff down. Don't be driving yourself crazy about doing this casting, doing that. Do a casting that you know is going to be a purpose. Do a casting, you know people are going to be there to see you. Yes, see everybody else, but when you on that runway, you want them to see you.
Exactly. And like you were saying about just worrying about the likes, like it's gonna be somebody that's not gonna like anything that you do. Even for me, like when I create designs or whatever, like there's gonna be some people that's not gonna like it. But I can't just try to keep making stuff that 100% of the people are gonna like. I just gotta, trust in what I want to do. And of course, you want to listen to some advice, but I feel like you shouldn't listen so much to where you're not even creating your own things. You know what I'm saying? So, like you were saying, there's trust in what you want to do, and take some advice along the way, but just don't let it create something that you don't want to be. Like, take some things, but at the same time, you want to still do what you want to do. So I can definitely relate to that. So for 2020, we got a couple of weeks left in 2019. What things are we expecting from Phair in 2020?
You'll be seeing most definitely, a lot of events. I'm working on my nonprofit. My nonprofit will be geared towards mentally disabled youth and teens. I currently work with special needs pre-K students, and I just want to have more resources for them to let them know, like, you're still a human being. You know what I'm saying? I don't, how some of them classes, like in special ed or ED, they got to be isolated in one room away from children. Why?
Right.
Let them know that they're human beings as well. So 2020 is just more so whatever vision I have, I'm going to put forth the effort to bring my vision to life. That's all I'm doing in 2020 for future reference. And then build my nonprofit, build my business, and just have other people to come on board with me and celebrate and invest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, this is a question that I asked all of my guests. So, how do you plan on capturing the world? How does Ella Phair plan on capturing the world?
By living my truth, letting people know, be yourself. Whatever I decide to create, no matter who likes it, who doesn't like it, I like it. And with me just being healed, with me being happy with myself, I'm going to capture the world regardless. Mm-hmm. Because it's honestly everyone's destiny to capture the world with your gift.
Most definitely. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Yeah, man, this is a great talk. A lot of good gems, a lot of good overall healthy conversation.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was able to get you out here.
I know.
To be on the podcast. And anytime you want to be on the podcast, let me know, and I can definitely get you up here for another episode.
Yay.
A lot of good things we can talk about.
Yes.
And like I said before, all the creators in the 757, definitely trying to get everybody we can, and just collaborate and just help each other out to be successful. So Ella Phair, the model, the actor, creative director,
yes,
entrepreneur,
yes,
doing it all out here, man, doing your thing.
Thank you.
I'm glad to have you out here again.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, and also shout out to all our Spotify listeners, all of our Apple Podcast listeners, all of our YouTube listeners. I appreciate y'all rocking with us so far. This is episode 17 with Ella Phair.
Woo!
And y'all have a good night, man. Peace.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Capturing the world.